Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I'm Samuel Ayton and this is James Cartwright, and today James is going to be asking me why I support
the Carolina Panthers. So we'll start off. Why do you support the side from the Bank of America Stadium?
Well, I was having a really difficult time picking a team. I got into it at the back end of the 2008 season. I felt like the playoffs was the wrong time to pick a team. But I wanted to follow a team going into the 2009 season. So basically what I decided to do was just have a research of the teams, a very systematic way of doing it. Quite weirdly, I decided that I didn't want to pick a team that had actually won anything before. I like the idea of being a fan of a team the first time it wins something. Probably why I'm a Middlesbrough fan, because we've never won anything other than the Carling Cup in 2004. But just in general, just thought I need a team that hasn't really won anything. And looking through, I wanted a relatively young franchise. And I remember seeing the Panthers play the Cardinals in the playoffs that season, and it was a dark night. Obviously, the black end zones with Panthers written on them, those black jerseys with the silver shorts, and I thought they looked like a really threatening team. I'd hate to be the Cardinals going into this game. Obviously, the Cardinals didn't feel that way because they wiped the floor with them. But they stuck in my mind. And then after that, I just had a look at them and found out they hadn't won anything. They were relatively young as far as the NFL franchises go. So I decided at that point that they were the team for me.
Yeah, and what would you say your best memory as a Panthers fan has been?
My best memory for me was actually, it would have been a couple of years ago, the 2015 season, and it was my friend's birthday, and we were in a pub for her birthday night out, and I had my NFL app on my phone, and my friend is a Panthers fan as well, and we were playing the cards. And I remember seeing that Ted Ginn had scored a touchdown early on, and we took a 14-0 lead. I remember finding a bar that we used to go to because the guy who owned it was an NFL fan, just to catch the last bit of the game. Seeing Luke Kuechly pick Carson Palmer off and absolutely annihilate the Cards. And I thought, this is our year. And going on to the Super Bowl obviously ended sourly, but that moment there when I knew the Panthers, when I was going to see the Panthers in the Super Bowl, was eclipsed it for me. That was probably one of my best sporting moments as a sporting fan. Actually, it shows how much a team that is so far away can mean to you, I guess.
And that brings me on to your worst memory.
So my worst memory, it will have to be the Super Bowl. So going from an absolute high to an absolute low. Not because we lost the game, because I feel like you can't win every game. We almost did that season. We only lost 2. And coming up against, what a fairy tale story that was. Peyton Manning in his last ever game, leading the Broncos to an unexpected Super Bowl win, really. Von Miller, what a performance. Hats off to the Broncos. But I think just the fact that Cam didn't perform, Jonathan Stewart had the passion there, and Cam just wasn't there. You didn't feel it. I don't want to talk about the fumble when he didn't dive in for it, because I think that I don't think that was the worst thing. I think other angles show he's trying to kick it away from the defender, and I think you can't blame Cam for that, really. I think the game was lost before we started that one. The Broncos knew they were going to win that game, but yeah, probably one of the worst evenings of my sporting being a sporting fan, really. So yeah, that was probably the worst memory for me.
And your time as a Panthers fan, who's your favourite player been?
That's a tough one. I'm not entirely sure. I think when I started, it was probably Julius Peppers. Obviously, great to have him back now. Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, great players. It's probably going to have to be Cam, to be honest. Actually, no, I'm telling a lie. I know it is. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him towards the latter part of his career, but one of the best receivers to ever play the game has to be Steve Smith for me. He was the guy he was the excitement. When we had Jake Delhomme, who wasn't Cam-like at all, he was just a gunslinger, really. Him and Steve just linked up, and what a player he was. One of the best players of all time in that position.
Yeah, well, that's it. Any reason why you'd support the Panthers for people who are new to the sport?
Well, I'd say the Panthers are a cool team. they have voted one of the best uniforms in the NFL. So really nice if you like a threatening looking jersey, wearing all black. I think this season, sometimes with the silver shorts, which are also pretty cool. Lovely stadium, great owner. The team does it plays fair, it deals fair. Always have some exciting players. They're always there or thereabouts, and in one of the most exciting divisions in the NFL as well. So even if we're having a bad season, you get to see an exciting team like the Bucks and Falcons twice. So certainly, yeah, I go and support the Panthers.
Yep. So it's back with me now, and I'm going to hand it off to our main host to wrap this show up. It's a touchdown.